champion is here, as is a great Mexican action fighter, the 130-pound champion, Miguel Burchelt. Vegas comedians always like to come out the ringside. There's Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias is here. A guy who many feel is the next great one, Shakur Stevenson, the American Olympian who will fight for a title. Hey, Big Blue Nation, UK, a lot to celebrate today as Terrence Clark, the #4 recruit in the country, committed to John Calipari, who's here in Vegas to see the Gypsy King. And Game of Thrones, Theon Greyjoy, actor Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones sitting ringside. But the throne that counts most of all is to be the lineal heavyweight champion. And this man is challenging to sit on that throne. Wallin from Sweden, who's 20-0. You know, in this business, you will often find yourself sitting opposite many big underdog fighters, guys who know they're outclassed or trying to climb a mountain too steep. That is not how you feel. That is not the case when you visit with Otto this week. He is confident. He has put in tremendous work for this fight. He has been sparring absolute top opposition for a long time, including world champions. He had a fight scheduled this summer. It fell out, so he had extra time to prep. From Sweden, and yes, you have to connect the dots perhaps a little too far to get to the great Swedish champ Ingemar Johansson in sizing up Otto. This guy's a little more deliberate, a little more basic, but he says that's what he will lean on. Being solid, doing what he does well. Tyson Fury, with great respect for Mexican fighters and the plight of Mexican Americans, so when he had a chance to headline this tradition-rich date on the boxing calendar, he took on the attitude that, hey, if Canelo can't deliver, let me deliver to these fans. And he wants to celebrate the great culture and great contributions of Mexicans to the fight game. So Mexican Independence Day weekend, here he goes to do that. And as he does it, you will see him pass by some of the greats, like Pepino Cuevas, as he wants to honor him tonight. Or Marco Antonio Barrera, as you see his image passing by the lineal champion. You can't talk Barrera without mentioning, of course, the great Eric Morales. Yuri Boy Campus is one of those who he sits and stops by the image by, as the Serape adorned the tricolor and the Gypsy King, the international star. Of course, for so many years, this weekend headlined by the great Mexicans. Marquez being honored by Fury here tonight at T-Mobile. Chavez, years ago, got this tradition started. As the Gypsy King has had a lot of fun dubbing himself as El Rey de los Gitanos. And he is ready to put on a show again.
You want to box my style, then it's kryptonite for anybody.
I believe that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world. Because no one possesses the skills that Tyson Fury has.
He's a showstopper.
Always reminding everybody to never forget this is the entertainment business. Prize fighting. So just a few months removed from going all in on Rocky's Apollo Creed. Now it's El Grito, the boxing-infused Mexican independence celebration by way of Tyson Fury. When you look at the production here,
oh, that's awesome.
Mexican culture floats with a tricolor proudly everywhere. the mariachi band, and wearing a sombrero. As she says, LA, the king. A 6'9" Irish traveler gypsy who is honoring everything about the Mexican fight game there is to honor. Ring walk that is now over 5 minutes long. Kisses to the crowd as only Tyson Fury can do it, stepping over the top rope. The 6'9" undefeated lineal heavyweight champion of the world. And opposite him was Otto Wallin, patiently waiting 5 minutes and 12 seconds to fight for the title. So here we go, the heavyweight championship, and here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Arab's Top Rank Incorporated in association with Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions presents the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Geico. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Anthony Marnell III, our judges at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Eric Cheek, and Don Trella. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the lineal heavyweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, boxing fans joining us around the world on ESPN Plus and across the UK on BT Sport, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing you first, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, standing at 6 feet 5.5 inches, presented in association with Solida Promotions, entering the ring wearing black trunks with blue and gold trim. Fighting out of New York City by way of Sundsvall, Sweden, he weighed in at 236 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 20 wins, no losses, 1 no contest, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, in his second U.S. appearance, here is the WBA European champion and the number 4 world-ranked heavyweight contender, introducing the undefeated challenger, Otto All in the lead. And his opponent across the ring, the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 6 feet 9 inches, representing Queensberry Promotions, MMTK Global. Wearing white trunks with red and green trim, fighting out of and representing Manchester, England. He weighed in at a ready 254.4 pounds. He also is undefeated in his campaign with a record of 28 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the popular former unified heavyweight world champion, tonight making the 5th defense of his current title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the acclaimed and undefeated, the reigning and defending lineal heavyweight champion of the world, introducing El Rey de los Gitanos, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. And now introducing our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Tony Weeks.
Okay, here we go. Okay, gentlemen, you both received the instructions in the dressing room. Okay? On the belt line is okay. On the belt line is okay. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Tyson Fury said to us just the other day that my God-given ability is almost unfair. For a guy of my size to be able to move the way I do, it defies reality. We saw that in June, all that incredible movement from him, and then the ability to turn it into offense and dismiss Tom Schwartz quickly. What do you expect we see tonight?
Well, for me, I think Tyson Fury needs some rounds. You know, he's only been a round and a half since the Deontay Wilder fight. And I think he's going to take his time tonight and box from the outside. And then eventually step inside and try to take it to Wallin. And probably try to go for the knockout, probably second half of the fight.
Wallin, who has overcome grief this year, was very close to his dad, got him started in the fight game. His father passed away this past spring. Family and friends have made the trip over to Vegas from Sweden. 35 family members in from Sweden to support him. And they were very vocal, sitting up close at the weigh-in yesterday. But these fans, whether it's the UK fans who travel so well and love to come to Fury fight weekends stateside, or the American fans who have taken to the heavyweight champion, they were roaring for him when he made that ring entrance.
I want the fans at home to know that Tyson Fury has a 7-inch reach advantage. That's a big reach advantage going into a heavyweight championship fight.
85 inches of reach from Fury on that 6'9" frame.
I'm talking about the lineal championship.
There's that jab out there. See his ability to probe as well as snap with it. Wow. You see the issues of Wallin trying to close the gap. There it comes with a left hand.
That's the shot right there.
I got you. Let me
That Tyson Fury has to be very careful.
Well, here's the thing about Fury tonight. After all the pageantry, he's not only got to win tonight, but he's got to look good doing it. He doesn't want to show any vulnerability because the world is watching and Deontay Wilder's watching. For his opponent,
Let me go. Step back.
out of Wallin, he's got to embody his nickname. He's got to be all in tonight. And all he has to do, and that's a big all, but he just has to win. Tyson Fury has to look good while he tries to win.
Well, there's two ways that Wallin can do this. He can either stay on the outside and try to lure in Tyson Fury and set traps for Tyson Fury and make him pay when he makes mistakes. Or he can get inside and work the body and slow down Fury and take that reach advantage away. And that's seemingly what he's doing right now. He wants to get inside.
Come on, hands free, hands free. Stop, I got you, stop.
I like the fact that Wallin is not a deer in the headlights. He's putting it on the line. He's pressing the issue. He's making Tyson Fury think, and he's making Tyson Fury work. Trust me, Fury's thinking a lot more in this first round than he anticipated.
Let me just put it this way. He's not Tom Schwartz.
Exactly.
No.
So a decent opening round for the challenger, Wallin. Told you his father died unexpectedly this spring. He's dedicated tonight in his career to the man who influenced him.
I got into boxing when I was 15. I started, but I had done some training with my father and brothers when I was a kid. My father used to box and my brother too. My biggest influence in life, of course, my family, my father. I had been in Denmark on a training camp and I was heading home to Sweden. And I stopped at my brother's in Stockholm. And the same day I was gonna head home to Sundsvall and stay with my father. But then in the morning we found out that he had passed away. Very unexpectedly from a heart attack. yeah, I want to do this for my father, and we were looking forward to this moment together. We both felt it was gonna happen, and it's too bad I can't be here, but.
Fights on. 28 years old, undefeated. He's never taken on a challenge even remotely close to this. Coming here to Vegas to face the wildly skilled, undefeated heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Round number 2 here.
See how Wallin, he's under his feet. His legs are good. He's always on balance. Hand placement is great. His hands are up. He's feigning every time he comes in, giving different looks in the front to Tyson Fury.
Well, Ben Davison, the trainer for Tyson Fury, has great respect for what Wallin can offer up tonight. He says he thinks Otto will make Tyson think that he's going to force Tyson to have to find range, and they feel, listen, give a good effort, but also give great prep for Deontay Wilder. Remember, the mega fight, the mega rematch of the 2 undefeated heavyweight champions is set for this winter. It's been widely reported. It is talked about often, and both guys have to get through a fight to reach it. And what an event that will be. Build up to Fury Wilder 2 if they can get there. Let's check in with Bernardo.
Boy, Gamache told me that Wallin is staying calm and he's happy about that. He wants him to continue moving his feet and not stay static in one place. The most important thing is I want him to continue attacking the body because Fury's open.
He would have much better chance if he's able to do that. Easier said than done, and there'll be some danger in closing that gap, as he does there with a left hand.
Good body shot from Wallin.
He's doing a good job. He got a great game plan right now. Everything is going to the chest of Tyson Fury in the body, which will slow down. It will show up. That work will show up later in the fight for Wallin.
Team Wallin kind of let the cat out of the bag in the fighter meeting. They kind of alluded to wanting to go to the body and the chest of Tyson Fury and then try to go to the head as the fight progresses. He's doing that right now.
Executing on that plan. Also showing himself, as you mentioned, Tim, to be mentally composed in this kind of spot. Tries to turn the tables on Fury now, as he has Fury in that neutral corner. And Fury at range comes off the ropes, sweeping with a wide shot as Fury goes southpaw.
And then wide shot won't hurt Wallin. It absolutely punch sense. He put his guards up right away. His legs are a little unstable. He's still in recovery mode at the moment.
Doesn't take much when it's coming from that man. One shot can change everything with a punch from Fury.
As a challenger, this is when you really see if you really come here to win, when you get hit. Tyson Fury hadn't really hit Wallin up until this point. He just got hit, so we're going to see what Wallin is made of on the inside.
Intriguing second round as Wallin continued to employ the strategy that works, but Fury had his moment. Here in Vegas.
Fury right now is finally finding his range and tempo. And now Wallin, what did he do? He pulled straight back. And what did Fury do? He followed him out with a nice looping shot, caught right on the chin. That buzzed him. Here's the end of the round here. As Wallin tried to step in, lunges forward, and what does Fury does? Timed him with a nice right hand as he was pulling back. Great shot by Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Just lead on back to nasty stuff. Let's go.
That's the 26-year-old trainer, Ben Davison, one of the rising stars in all of boxing, the trainer of Tyson Fury. There's a certain calmness and maturity Ben Davison has, and they have a dynamic relationship. Round number 3 here, heavyweight championship fight. Thrilled you're with us here on ESPN+. Joe Tessitore, Tim Bradley, Andre Ward ringside with you.
Tess, I'm learning that age doesn't define a person at all, any more than race or gender. You can learn a lot from, a younger person. I've learned a lot from my daughter, and she's going to be 15 years old soon.
And that is the case with Ben Davison as we've gotten to know him in recent years and marveled at his boxing IQ, trying to land that right uppercut as Wallin was coming forward that time.
You see the telltale sign that Wallin is here to win is that every time he gets hit with a hard shot, he comes back with ferocity. He's not laying back. He's not looking for a place to fall. He's trying to get his back. He's trying to get that shot back from Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury is successful tonight, he's going to have to earn it.
You know, that sounds like such a basic concept of before, like he's here to win. Like, what else would he do? But in this game, you can break a man's will very, very early, and that's not always the case. But that's why we talked about the confidence of Wallin. That it wasn't just talk. When you sit with this big underdog, it's different, and you know it.
I asked Wallin, I said, do you have what it takes to fight back when you start getting hit and to be on this level and at this stage? And I love this response. He said, listen, it's just in me. I know it's in me. I love that response from Wallin.
You don't think about a guy from Sweden who's never fought on this stage, and he said to us, he turned to us the other day, and he said, listen, I look at the MGM brand, and you know, that's where the fight was stationed this week. All the events were over there. They had that giant marquee here on the Vegas Strip, and his face and his name is on it, next to Tyson Fury. He goes, it's not surreal. Everybody says it's surreal. Is it beyond your belief? It's not. It's not for me. That was a sign. But there are levels to this game, skill levels that start to define themselves, and Fury is as skilled as anyone.
He got to choose his spots though wisely. You know, you got to know when to fight and when not to. And I'm talking about Wallin, because Fury can be setting traps for him right now, looking to time him on the way in.
Stop, I got you.
Not only can he, I think it's exactly what he wants
That's
to do.
what he wants. He wants to lure him in.
That he wants to get rounds in, that he wants to get work, laying traps, setting traps, when eventually you have the mega fight rematch with a guy that throws dynamite right hands like Deontay Wilder.
Which you can't take a whole lot of risk with.
As Fury found out. And there's a cut now. There's a cut. We'll look at the replay and check as to how that came about. But Tyson Fury has blood streaming down the right side of his face. Just on the corner of the right brow of Fury, you'll see the stream of blood.
Stop. Relax, come show it out.
That is a bad gash.
Keep on boxing nicely, so come on, let's keep it together. Focus on what you're doing, yeah? Yeah? Okay, forget about the box. Don't keep that there. He's going to start coming out. Use that to play onto our advantage, okay? Stick to your boxing, don't think about rushing it.
That's exactly what we're looking at it.
Yeah. Keep focused on winning the round. Don't try and bang him out. Anything silly, don't panic, okay? Good stuff.
Look at that left hand that landed flush from Wallin. Now we have to find out, Bernardo Silva will be on this, how the commission saw that. But it is clear as day in our replay that it was a clean left hand that opened up that cut. What does that mean? And what's the difference between a clash and a left hand? If he can't continue and it's caused by a punch, you have a new heavyweight champion. Let's check in with Bernardo. Bernardo, what did you find out?
Bobby Bennett is looking at the replay and they determined that it was a left punch that caused a cut over the eye. The same replay we were looking at is what they were looking at, and it was clear. As soon as the punch hit him and the glove came off, the cut was open and the blood started to flow.
So a left hand by Wallin opens up that huge gash, and now there has to be a sense of urgency. There's danger because that is a big cut. And if the ringside physician and the ref consult and the referee says this cannot continue, that is a TKO victory for Wallin.
Yes, it is. It's dangerous territory. Right now, I would tell my fighter right now, Tyson Fury, you gotta find a way to knock this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here right now because that cut is really bad. And I don't want them to stop the match.
This is why you can't just look at records. You can't just assume because you've never heard of a fighter that it's a foregone conclusion he's going to get knocked out in a few rounds. You have to always leave room for a fighter believing in himself and having the night of his life on any given night.
Anything can happen when you have big men in the ring. Anything. This division and the history of it is filled with shocking upsets.
This is not a video game. This is a
That's
real
right.
life sport.
That's right.
And it's not scripted, Joe.
Nope. The real drama. Inside that chamber of truth. 24 by 24.
Deontay Wilder wasn't watching before. I'm sure somebody's texter called his phone and said, turn this fight on now.
Turn it on now, right? He's cut, and it's a bad cut. And the fight could be stopped.
And Wallin has to target it.
I don't think Fury needs to get out of character and do anything crazy, but he's got to slowly open up his offense and try to start putting the type of punches on Wallin that can either get him out of there or cause the referee to jump in there, because that's a bad cut and it's getting in his eye. And Tony Weeks is a great referee and he's keeping an eye on that.
And they have to worry that they don't have an over-anxious ringside physician as well, because Tony says, I don't like what I'm seeing, I don't want to continue. The reason why you often see concern with a gash like that is if that thing starts getting towards the bone, that's when a doctor will get in there and say, hey, there's great concern here. Also, if his vision is impaired,
which it is,
the doctor says, I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm very worried about the condition of the eye.
Because Fury keeps swiping at it. I've been there before and I know what he's going through right now.
Nice shot right there by Wallin. Right to the chest of Tyson Fury.
All right, so we will listen in and see how they manage this cut.
Good. Taylor, you get a gun shot for me. You've got two fucking guns. Come here, kid.
Oh, that accidental, yeah.
That headbutt, yeah.
Let me taste of it.
Have a drink. Oi, let me talk, alright? Oi, let me speak. When you're backing up, those faraway shots are working, yeah? Keep the fangs and the tempo on it. But when you're inside, when you're inside, chip away his body, make him work, yeah? Lean on him. Stick to your boxing, he's working nicely, okay? He's walking onto the shots. Just stay calm. No panic, no stress.
This is the first cut that Tyson Fury's been dealing with since 2010. Our ace reporter, Bernardo Osuna. Bernardo, I want to bring you into the conversation here because during that exchange with Ben Davison, the trainer, and Tyson Fury, the lineal champ, I heard Tyson Fury said it was an accidental clash of heads. Does he realize that that was caused from a punch and that he could lose by TKO if it worsens? Does he assume it was from a clash, or does he know it's from a punch?
I think Tyson Fury is assuming that it was from a clash of heads. Earlier on in that last round, he was yelling at Wallin, cut it out, when he was getting close with the head. So I believe that he's under the impression that it could be, if it stopped, it would be going to the scorecard, and that would not be the case.
Oh, do me a favor. I want you to get with Ben Davison. You find out what that corner knows or doesn't know, and you let us know. Round 5 here. Drama in Vegas. Fury and Wallin. The upset-minded, undefeated Swede who came here 20-0, top sparring through the years against Anthony Joshua, Big Baby Miller, all of the solid top-level heavyweights. He was scheduled to fight this summer. That fell through. So he feels like he had the extra prep. He was ready for this when he got the call. He said, it's my time, I'm confident, and now there's a golden opportunity to hit the jackpot. Let's go back to Bernardo.
Ben, what is the impression of Tyson in terms of the position of the cut, and was it a headbutt or a punch?
Jorge's dealing with the cut. It's been deemed as a headbutt, so referees told me. We did make the referee aware of that before.
Actually, it's been deemed a punch. The Nevada State Athletic Commission saw the replay and they deemed it to be a clean punch. How does that change the look?
What's that, sir?
It's a punch. It was a clean punch due to the replay. How does that change the way you guys look at the situation?
Well, obviously Tyson's got to deal with it. He's got plenty of art as he's shown before, so hopefully the referee gives him understands that and keeps him in the fight. But Tyson's dealing with it okay, he can box, he can see, so I don't see why it should be a problem.
He seems to be pawing at it. How distracted is he, and how long till he gets back on track?
He's a little bit, he's on track, even though he's been cut, he's still winning them rounds.
Thank you very much, Ben.
So you see the confusion, because at first the referee did tell the corner, the referee said it was clash of heads, but then they had replay here in Nevada. So the Nevada State Athletic Commission, led by Bob Bennett, they took a look and they said, no, absolutely, clean left hand, and it is a punch.
The commission has to clearly communicate that to Tyson Fury's corner.
By the way, look, great job by Bernardo getting right on top of that, getting to Ben Davison. Great work. Final 20 seconds here of round 5. Wallin is not going away at all.
And Fury getting hit with that big looping left hand coming from Wallin.
That's because Fury keeps going to the right, which is right to the range of the best puncher of Wallin, which is that overhead and straight left. He needs to stay on the left side of Wallin to stay away from that left hand.
Stop.
Who thought we'd be dealing with this? End of 5.
Good stuff. Count the big breaths. Yeah, can you take it out? Try and get it out of your mouth.
Stop fucking head.
Right. Okay. He's getting in that habit, starting to touch his head like the other fella, yeah? When he touches his head, little faint, see how he reacts first. If it's clear to go, then we go. He's getting in a rhythm, yeah? Hands touch his head, then he goes back to boxing. That's a little reset for him. So when he's resetting with his hands touching his head, faint, take a look, assess it before we commit, yeah? What really because you are. Let's start putting some more tempo on it now. It'll start to crack.
One more time. This is the left hand that opened up that gash on the right brow of Tyson Fury. And as you got a closer look as we watch the cup man, Jorge Capetillo, do his thing there, you also notice that there's also a cut on the lid. The brow has a gash. The swelling is on the lid, which now is expanded and has a cut. Round number 6 here in Vegas. Lineal Heavyweight Championship on the line.
To the young fighters at home, this is why you don't play the name game. If you've never heard of a fighter, if his record is less than stellar, you don't take it light in training camp. You treat every fight like it's the toughest fight of your life. So that way, if a guy's not ready, you treat him like he's not ready. And if he is ready, you're ready.
30-1 odds in all the Vegas sportsbooks on Wallin. 30-1.
I think it's the training of Joey Gamache right now that has Wallin in this fight. It's the fundamentals. He's using his jab. He's standing underneath himself.
Joey Gamache, the former world champion, Bernardo's with him.
And they both are really happy about the cut because that really has brought the sense of urgency in Wallin instead of the opposite. And Joey Gamache said, look, I want him to take risks. He's got to win rounds. He's got to be in there and not leave any doubt.
I love that idea of taking risks. You're in a spot like this. You're facing the champ. Take your at bat.
Stop. I got you.
Tyson Fury is rattled right now. He doesn't like the roughhousing of Wallin, but he's got to figure it out. If you want to be the best fighter in the world, and if you're saying you're the best heavyweight in the world, you have to be able to figure out a guy like Wallin, get through this rough moment, and close the show.
That's right. And you know, Dre, I don't think that Fury took him lightly. He came in 8 pounds lighter.
I don't think he did
at all. I just think it's a great game plan by Wallin.
Now this is what you